Ladies and gentlemen, the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Southeast welcomes you to the 47th Annual Celebration of Excellence in the Southeast region. Our program will begin in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Southeast, the 2021 Emmy Pandemies. Emmy Pandemies. Emmy Pandemies. Aren't we all sick of hearing that? We'll begin shortly.
What a year, Evie. What a year.
Oh, my goodness. Say that again, Daryl.
I tell you what, for a while, I felt like the Lone Ranger. Now I feel like the Lone Stranger. And I think it's time, what if I show you what I got?
If you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Just remember, less is more, and the less I did, the more you get.
Oh, my goodness, Daryl, you're still a handsome devil, but I think I got you beat.
No way. No way.
Check it out, check it out, check it out.
Oh, my gosh. Evie.
Yes.
You know what? It's time for us. Definitely time for us. It's our time. Let's make it go away.
Amen to that, Daryl.
And I have got the magic touch.
Yes.
Let's make it off. No birdie, but make it off.
Excellent, Daryl. You're so smart. You handsome devil.
And you're gorgeous.
The National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Southeast welcomes you to the 47th Annual Celebration of Excellence in the Southeast region. Streaming from the beautiful Grand Hyatt Hotel in Buckhead, it's time for the Emmy Awards. Please welcome the lifeblood of our chapter, President of Natus Southeast, Miss Evelyn Mintz.
Good evening, and welcome to the 47th Annual Southeast Emmy Awards. For the second year, we're virtual tonight, and we're so happy you're here with us to celebrate a year of exceptional television work. And what a year it has been. But you know that because you were there. While millions sheltered from a deadly pandemic, you were there to tell their stories of loss and of loneliness. When people surged through the streets of our cities demanding justice, you were there. You risked your safety so others wouldn't have to risk theirs. And you brought public these vital stories of reckoning. When we witnessed the most contentious election in modern history, capped with the unprecedented violent storming of the nation's capital, you were there. You braved the slurs, outright threats to find the truth and share it. These horrific events, one after the other, left millions feeling afraid and unsteady. In fact, just days before the presidential election, the New York Times ran an article that said Americans' greatest fear was not for themselves, but for our country. But they didn't talk to you, though, did they? Because you were fearless. You changed makers armed with facts, the voices of those less heard. You are there. Tonight, we celebrate you. We thank you. We honor you because despite of all the pain, suffering from this crazy year, you're still there. And we know whatever tomorrow brings, you will meet the challenge to inform, to enlighten, and to serve. One of the things that this chapter, the Southeast chapter, takes pride in is our scholarships and the people who have come this way to learn how to be the best. I take such pride in one of my favorite recipients of our scholarship, who went on to win a truckload of Emmys, like I challenged him to the day we gave him the membership of scholarship. So, y'all know who I'm talking about. My favorite, Mr. Jeremy Campbell, who's in New York, tearing up New York.
Evelyn, it is so great to see you. Happy Emmy night, everybody. Evelyn, you are really all of our Emmy godmothers. You give so much of yourself to Natus and to the next generation of journalists. I mean, there is a scholarship named in your honor, after all. I remember when Evelyn presented me with the Natus Southeast Scholarship all those years ago, she opened my eyes to the possibilities of what we do. I remember feeling so inspired by the journalists in the room that night, the Emmy nominees and the Emmy winners, just like you tonight, except you're watching not in the ballroom, but maybe in your living room. But it was a different moment in time, but the sentiment was the same. What brought you to this night was the same. You crafted great TV, stories that taught viewers something new, or maybe just gave everyone a reason to smile on a really tough day. Some of the coverage changed lives, some changed laws, some changed minds, and many amplified voices that would otherwise be silenced. When I was accepting that scholarship from Evelyn all those years ago, that's when I knew I want that feeling too. So in the years that followed, I learned that this type of work, this impactful community journalism, Well, it's what I consider my kind of good trouble. Good journalism, as the late Congressman John Lewis once put it, can explore, expose, and inform to save lives. Those Emmy Award winners, nominees back in that ballroom on that first scholarship night for me, they had all done that. And you have all done that tonight. So when you're here, realize as you accept that Emmy Award, that's your reminder that you got into good trouble. And with good trouble comes great responsibility. You are inspiring the next generation of journalists with your work. So lean into that. Share what you can, whether it's a donation to the NATA Southeast Scholarship Fund, which you can log on to natasoutheastfoundation.org and donate tonight, or you can donate your time. You can mentor, you can teach, or you can take a call with the journalist to offer some advice along their journey. Our communities are counting on you. Evelyn, thank you for helping me to get into good trouble all those years ago.
And Jeremy Campbell is the perfect example of what a scholarship from the Southeast chapter can bring you. He is the managing editorial director at a big-time network in New York after winning 24 Emmys. That was the charge I gave him many years ago. And the person who I have with me tonight is Dodie Cantrell, who is our chairman of scholarships, to talk about the recipients of the Southeast Chapter's Scholarship Fund tonight.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. And Evelyn has given everyone a big charge, as you can see by talk with Jeremy. There are very, very high standards, and there's a lot that we expect of our scholarship winners. And this year's 3 scholarship winners will not disappoint. Expect to hear a lot from them. One winner is named Jacob Bray. Our second winner is Julia Cooprider. And our third winner has won a special scholarship that Evelyn is going to tell us about because it is named after you.
Yes, it is. It's just like birthing a child. That's how I feel this scholarship award, because we birthed Jeremy into an excellent career. And tonight, the Evelyn Mims Journalist of the Future Scholarship goes to Autumn Jackson. And guess what? It's time to start the show. Here's our first category of the evening: Arts Entertainment Short Form Content. Khalil Payne, From Study Hall to Carnegie Hall. Amy Oates, Paul Milliken, Timothy Whaley, Andy Larner. WAGA TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Made in America: Amita Lopez, Bob Judson, Alana Lark, Stephanie Gomez. Georgia Public Broadcasting, Atlanta, Georgia. Taking J Setting from Underground Clubs to the Main Stage. Frederick Taylor, KQED TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Quisiera, Respirar, Bajo, El Agua. Mariana Gomez, Savannah College of Art and Design, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Taking J Setting from Underground Clubs to the Main Stage.
Quisiera respirar bajo el agua.
Atlanta is the down south of dance. It's the rawest of them all, the unapologetic fierceness that is the South.
Arts, entertainment, long-form content. A Mississippi Carol with Walt Grayson, Opie Cooper, Walt Grayson, Missy Tanner, Justin Burks. WJTV, Jackson, Mississippi, my home. Southward, Atlanta Hip Hop. Anissa Latham Brown, Reagan Wells, Sydney Batten, Catherine May, Red Clay Media, Birmingham, Alabama. The Atlanta Symphony Orchestra plays on. Tammy Hawk, Dame Spunberg, Tammy Hurt, Paul Sacco. Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Southward, Atlanta hip hop.
How did this southern city go from being ignored and dissed in the music world to being the largest exporter of hip-hop music in over 20 years? The answer lies in Atlanta's underdog victory at the Source Awards and the city's leading role in the evolution of hip-hop. Today, Atlanta is, without a doubt, the hip-hop capital of America.
Business Consumer News Single Shift. It's Dangerous, Billy. Adam Murphy, Aaron Coker, WGCL TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Mike Rowe Works. Nicholas Papantonis, Brennan McDavid, WPDE TV, Conway, South Carolina. And the Emmy goes to...
It's Dangerous, Billy.
The Chick-fil-A on North Druid Hills in Atlanta is one of the busiest in town. And it doesn't help that they have to deal with a traffic hazard like this.
It's dangerous, Billy. You and I'm 77 years old.
James and Billy come here every day for coffee and have been talking about this hole at the entrance.
Business Consumer News, no time limit. Better Call Harry, Harry Sambler, Dmitry Latowski, WGCL TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Jen Chans, Matt Pearl, WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Pandemic Prophet, Kira Frisbee, Brendan Keith, Aaron Peterson, WXIA, WATL, Atlanta, Georgia. Police search Georgia driver's licenses for criminals. Justin Gray, Justin Crate, Tara Boyd, WSB TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Tiny Home, Big Problem. Liz Owens, Jasmine Garcia, Lindsley Gardner, WRDW TV, Augusta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to...
Jen Chans.
You ask what brought us into this industry. There's something primal and beautiful about being able to feed somebody something. You automatically share an experience with that other human.
And my final category is children, youth, short-form content. El Coronavirus, Explicado, Por a Niño, Alfreda Suarez Quintero, Alejandro Suarez Escobar, Angel Ortega, Mundo Hispanico Digital Network, Atlanta, Georgia. Unitech, Valerie Burgos, Jorge Alonso, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia, and the Emmy goes to...
Unitech.
La pandemia quizás no nos permita ir a un concierto en persona, pero existen otras maneras de disfrutar de la música. Este año varios artistas musicales decidieron experimentar con el mundo virtual, comenzando con el rapero Travis Scott, quien presentó su álbum titulado Astronomical por primera vez en el videojuego Fortnite.
We welcome now to our stage the founders of Precise Consulting in Atlanta, award-winning journalist Paula Rodriguez and Adriana Andrada.
Good evening. In case you guys get confused, this is Paula Rodriguez and I'm Adriana Andrade.
Buenas noches, estamos muy felices de estarlos acompañando y estar representando a la comunidad de habla hispana en los Estados Unidos, especialmente en los medios de comunicación.
We are so happy to be here and very proud to represent the Spanish-speaking community in the United States, especially in the media.
So, let's start with the first category, health medical news, no time limit. North Samantha, Matt Burr, Matt Livingston, Maddie Reid, WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta.
Surgery Side Hustle, Brittany Miller, Rhiannon Youngbauer, Lee Smith, WGCL TV, Atlanta.
These 50 states, out of the way healthcare, Michael Cogdill, Chip Baisden, Matt Moore, WYFF TV, Greenville.
And the Emmy goes to...
Y el Emmy es para...
Surgery Side Hustle.
Year after year, you've watched news reports of countless patients being butchered, botched, and burned, many of them living with the scars of a surgery gone wrong.
Yeah, this is Dr. Angaraj. We have a patient that's status post breast dog, and she had a large hematoma.
Congratulations to the winners, and we continue with Health Medical short form content. Phyllis and Richard, Ye Watson, Kenny Hamilton, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Emory Brain Health, Atlanta.
Plague on the Practice, Bryce McNabb, McNabb Storytelling LLC, Sugar Hill.
Shepherd Kills, Andy Pierotti, David Brooks, Lindsay Basie, WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta.
Telehealth, John Lewis, Julia Schillingworth, Tovita Safdie, SC, ETV, Colombia. Felicitaciones a todos los ganadores.
Y gracias por el gran trabajo que están haciendo para traer esa información tan valiosa que es de la salud a nuestras comunidades.
Phyllis and Richard.
Phyllis loves to go out and about.
A neurologist for 42 years, Dr. Richard Franco recognized the devastating symptoms of Alzheimer's disease in his wife more than a dozen years ago.
Everything is pretty. The sun is out.
He left his practice after Phyllis drove almost to Alabama.
Felicitaciones a los ganadores y continuamos, Adriana, presentando estas categorías tan importantes como es el tema de la salud. Así que continuamos con la siguiente categoría.
Perfecto. Y seguimos con Health Medical Long Form Content. Isolated on the Farm, David Garraway, James Parker, Mississippi State University Television Center, Mississippi.
Saving a Life from Depression, Jay Watson, Kenny Hamilton, Joseph East, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Emory Brain Health, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to...
Y el Emmy va para...
Saving a Life from Depression.
Kisses allowed. Kisses welcome.
Tyler Hajar and his family have been up since the middle of the night.
We'll be sending
checking
updates during the day.
Great.
We're doing this, we're doing that.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the winners. And now, moving into a category that celebrates the culture and history of the United States, the historic, cultural, short-form content. I Have a Dream, Mallory Clark, Chris Fake, Jennifer Brooks, Nick Chislett, North Point Creative Services, Alpharetta.
Juneteenth, Día de la Libertad, Rafael Olavarría, Dacelis Martínez, Giancarlo Cifuentes, Univisión Atlanta.
Las Escaramuzas, Paola Camacho, Luis Contreras, Mundo Hispánico Digital Network, Atlanta.
Remembering the 1918 pandemic, Justin Willon, Michael Stabley, OAC Film Company, Aiken.
They Dared, Helen Keller, Mary Lechota, Kathy Hyman, Alabama Public Television, Birmingham.
Whitewash, The Racial Cleansing of Forsyth County, Brendan Neff, Lindsay Basie. WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta.
World's largest Confederate monument, Chase Kane, NBC LX, Los Angeles. And the Emmy goes to?
Y el Emmy es para...
I Have a Dream.
Las Escaramuzas.
I have a dream. I have a dream.
Las escaramuzas han sido esas mujeres valientes que representan la cultura mexicana.
Y vamos con la siguiente categoría, Adriana. También es el tema cultural, pero en esta ocasión tenemos varios nominados en el idioma español.
Eso, la verdad, que nos llena de mucho orgullo ver a nuestros hermanos y colegas latinos traer más noticias y contenido a estos premios.
Claro que sí, así que continuemos.
Historic Cultural Long Form Content. El taco, símbolo y tradición de un país. Alfredo Suárez Quintero, Diego Silva Acevedo, Miguel Martínez, Paola Medina Soto, Mundo Hispánico Digital Network, Atlanta.
Este no es Alfredo Suárez Quintero, Diego Silva Acevedo, Miguel Martínez, Paola Medina Soto, Mundo Hispánico Digital Network, Atlanta.
Southward Women in Country. Catherine May, Reagan Wells, Ian Hopp, Will Lockamy, Ray Clay Media, Birmingham.
Women's Suffrage in Alabama, Gina Betzal, Free Wars Production LLC, Birmingham.
There's history around every bend. Steve Proco Productions, Blue Ridge.
Todos somos héroes. Carol Rivera, Gianfranco Romigui, Ricardo Rodríguez Melgoza, Juan Sayas. Telemundo, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to...
El Emmy va para...
Southward, Women in Country.
Todos somos héroes.
Ya somos 60 millones de latinos en este país. Somos una fuerza y cuando unimos nuestras voces, marcamos la diferencia.
Estamos en todos los rincones. Celebramos nuestra cultura, nuestro idioma, nuestro talento y nuestro aporte diario a este gran país.
Ahora más que nunca, nuestras voces se deben escuchar.
Right now, if I live in rural America and country music is the only thing I'm allowed to listen to, like it was when I was a kid, I would turn on the radio and I would be told that all I am is a pair of blue jeans and that I belong in a pickup truck. And as a dad to a little girl, I know you want us to know more about ourselves than that.
From Univision Atlanta, please welcome News Director Giancarlo Cifuentes and 6 and 11 o'clock news anchors Deslis Martinez.
Buenas noches, es un placer para mí unirme a esta gala tan especial. Estoy muy emocionada de ser parte de esta celebración luego de un año lleno de muchos retos, pero ya lo saben, las noticias nunca paran. Así que también fue un año con muchas oportunidades para llevar a cabo trabajos espectaculares.
Así es, efectivamente, Dacelis, estoy totalmente de acuerdo contigo. Ha sido un año donde nuevamente se han puesto a prueba las habilidades y destrezas de los periodistas con el propósito más noble de esta profesión: informar y servir a nuestra teleaudiencia. Felicidades a todos los nominados.
Nuestra primera categoría, Human Interest News Single Chef. Hispanials, Gina Sandoval, Alejandra Morales Falconi, Telemundo, Atlanta.
Blind Artist Girl, Andrés Quiñones, Miguel Martínez, Univisión Atlanta.
Brigada Especial de la Policía dirigió Operación. Freddy Hernández, ISPA Atlanta.
And the Emmy goes to...
Hispanials.
Bitcoin le dice adiós a los Dark Days, al menos por el momento. Esos días quedaron atrás. Ha superado los $10,000, registrando su mejor rendimiento desde junio, aumentando en un 20%.
Vamos con la siguiente categoría: Human Interest News, No Time Limit. All Y'all, Tamika Moore, Lauren Musgrove, Blake Hudson, Red Clay Media, Birmingham, Alabama.
Cena con noticias. Mariela Romero, Romero González, Univisión, Atlanta.
Multiplying Good, Deed Stevens, Daniel Michner, WCIV-TV, Mount Pleasant.
Pinta ojos y los suyos están en riesgo. Paola Camacho, Luis Contreras, Mundo Hispánico Digital Network, Atlanta.
Thank a Teacher, Terry Brewer, George Edmondson, Adam Honeycutt, Tuscaloosa County School System, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
And the Emmy goes to...
All Y'all.
Pinta ojos y los suyos están en riesgo.
We all kind of want the same thing in life, really and truly. Music has become my tool to teach my heartfelt feeling about being one with the human family. Well, they call me Didge Mama Emma. I just fell in love with the sound.
The next category, environment science, news, no time limit. Let's Tread Dude, John Lee, Joshua Lukadu. WLOS TV Asheville.
Leachate dumping into Natalie Lake, Chris Rosandall, Dale Russell, Mindy Larcom, WAGA TV.
Polluted Problem, Ciara Cummings, WRDW TV, Augusta.
Y el Emmy va para...
Let's shred, dude.
Look at that steer. They say time flies when you're having fun. The trick is finding the fun in everything.
All right.
Just ask Austin Farrell.
Ooh.
Once he puts on headphones, sunglasses, and a mask.
Continuamos con las categorías y las siguientes: Environment Science, Short Form Content. Los robots están aquí: Art Berger, Brianna Womack, Van Powell, Colleen Cruz, Georgia Southern University, Statesboro.
El águila ha aterrizado. Art Berger, Brianna Womack, Colleen Cruz, Doug Thompson, Georgia Southern University, Statesboro.
Flashing COVID, Jorge Esteves, Justin Crate, Maureen Sheeran, WSB-TV Atlanta.
It's a Journey, David Garway, James Parkway, Mississippi State University Television Center.
Night Skies, Gravity, Kristen Marshall Matson, Rob Lewis, The County Channel, The Low Country Institute, Beaufort, South Carolina.
The Oyster of Georgia, Davey Selsky, Matthew Kolinsky, Erin White, Gary Black, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Atlanta.
And the Emmy goes to...
El águila ha aterrizado.
It's a Journey.
You can see how all these big trees in the middle, all that ground has sloughed off the sides here. All that land is all going to end up in Bay St. Louis. Every bit of thing you see right there.
La siguiente categoría, Environment Science Long Form Content.
Deep South Science, Frances Grace and Southern Research, Jenna Betzol, FreeWorks Production, LLC, Birmingham, Alabama.
Insect Apocalypse, Kerry Harrison, Sharon Collins, Shane Kidhin, Kurt Busch, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Atlanta.
And the Moment of Science show, David Dixon, Tanya Estes, WCBD-TV, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
Y el Emmy es para...
Insect Apocalypse. NATA Southeast is proud to welcome to its stage the Executive Director of the ACLU of Georgia, Andrea Young.
Good evening. My name is Andrea Young. I am the Executive Director of the ACLU of Georgia. The Southeast gave birth to the Civil Rights Movement, and I'm proud to continue the tradition of standing up for equality, freedom of expression, and our democracy. With your help, the storytellers, and a free press, we're making good trouble here in support of civil rights and civil liberties, and it's an honor to be with you tonight. Our first category is Military News, Single Shift. Hero Series, Justin Whelan, Cody Taft, Lamar Hampton, Oak Film Company, Aiken, South Carolina. Midlands native receives Medal of Honor, Nicholson Jones, WLTX TV, Columbia, South Carolina. And the Emmy goes to
Midlands native receives Medal of Honor.
Anytime our boots hit the ground, we're ambassadors of the American way of life.
A way of life protected by the men and women who serve this country.
When I was a senior in high school.
Military news, no time limit. A veteran's return. Matt Pearl, WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Home in the Jungle. Tyvel Clement, Joshua Aller, Ezra Camarena, U.S. Army, Schofield Barracks, Hawaii. Investigation uncovers abuse at military youth camps. Justin Crate, Nicole Carr, Sheila Schutt, WSB TV, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
A Veteran's Return.
With 40 days left on my tour, he said, hey, one of the guys got sick, will you go fly? And that's the day that I got shot down.
On May 20th, 1972, Captain Williams became a prisoner of war.
I was going around to different villages where they were putting me on display, because I'm sure a lot of them back.
Politics, government, news, single shift. There is only one nominee in this category, and the Emmy goes to
Una conversación con Kamala Harris.
Para entrevistar a un candidato a la vicepresidencia 11 días antes de las elecciones, hay que estar preparado para esperar y luego esperar un poco más. Pero es una espera que vale la pena. Fuimos el único medio en español a quien la senadora Kamala Harris le concedió una entrevista. Y hay muchos temas para preguntarle que le interesan a nuestra comunidad.
Politics, government, news, no time limit. I'm lucky I'm only leaving with mental scars and a few scrapes. Jennifer Emer, Derek Bryant, Christy Harper, WLOS TV, Asheville, North Carolina. Augusta 911, Ciara Cummings, Lindsay Gardner, WRDW TV, Augusta, Georgia. Cuffing Kids, Andy Pierotti, Luke Carter, Lindsay Basie, WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Political rallies in Georgia, Giancarlo Cifuentes, Rafael Olivaria, Miguel Martinez, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia. Status Zero, Liz Owens, Jasmine Garcia, Lindsay Gardner, WRDW TV, Augusta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Cuffing Kids. Political rallies in Georgia.
Black male, white t-shirt, red, and black shorts.
Two Atlanta police officers respond to a call in a South Atlanta neighborhood. When they arrive, it's a 13-year-old boy accusing a 10-year-old of pointing.
Politics, government, short-form content. Georgia Votes 2020. Breonna Carr, Jody Tove, Alfonso Whitfield, Public Broadcasting Atlanta, Atlanta, Georgia. They Dared, Lily Ledbetter, Heather Daniels Whitson, Tracy Neely, Alabama Public Television, Birmingham, Alabama. We Are All John Lewis, Kira Frisbee, Brendan Keefe, Aaron Peterson, WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
We Are All John Lewis.
Your vote is precious, almost sacred. It is the most powerful nonviolent tool we have to create a more perfect union.
In the shadow of downtown Atlanta, one man marches for freedom.
Together we stand, and divided we fall.
A retired bishop now preaching.
Politics, government, long-form content. 2020 election, America decides. Philip J. Humes, Jason Lewis, Sean Gables, Rick Folbaum. WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Senate Showdown. Philip J. Humes, Jason Lewis, Sean Gables, Rick Folbaum. WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. The time is now. Racial justice and the election. Mariela Romero, Ronald Estrada, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia. Verify the vote. Lindsay Basie, Danielle Anderson, Danielle Herman, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to...
The time is now. Radical justice and the election. Verify the vote.
The battle for control of the Senate is in the hands of Georgia voters on January 5th.
Georgia is making history as the eyes of the nation focus on the landmark Senate runoff election.
And the fight for the balance of power rests on your ballot.
Corruption has a name in Georgia.
Our next presenter is an award-winning television host and producer serving on the Natus board, the founder of Aria McGarry Productions, Aria McGarry.
Good evening, everyone. This is such an exciting evening. I'm Aria McGarry, founder of Aria McGarry Productions, and proudly serving on your Board of Governors. Well, congratulations, everyone who's been nominated, and now to find out some more of your fabulous winners. Without any further ado, let's get to Religion News Single Shift. Church leaders unite to battle racism. William Liss, Charles Holmes, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Prayer Walk, Brody Hart, Daniel Mishner, WCIV-TV, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Saying the Same Prayer, Matt Pearl, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to...
Saying the Same Prayer.
Let us pray.
2 days a week.
Almighty and gracious God. Almighty and gracious Father.
400 times a year.
We pray now for every good and precious gift.
Reverend Clifton Dawkins says the same prayer.
Mercy, mercy, for your mercy.
For a person he's never met, whose face he has...
Religion news, no time limit. Be here tomorrow. Justin Whelan, Lamar Hampton, Cody Taft. Oak Film Company, Aiken, South Carolina. Mary's Prayer, Matt Pearl. WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Salvation at the Salvage Yard. Meredith Anderson, Arissa Wheeler, WRDW-TV, Augusta, Georgia. The Sisters of Sacred Heart. Jay Watson, Kenny Hamilton, Frank Anderson, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Emory Brain Health, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to...
The Sisters of Sacred Heart.
On this day, there is little in the way of wind in the Windy City. Instead, it's sunshine overload at Buckingham Fountain in Chicago's Grant Park. Known for its deep dish pizza.
Societal concerns, news, no limit. Conduct unbecoming. Liz Owens, Jasmine Garcia, Estelle Parsley. WRDW-TV, Augusta, Georgia. COVID, one word. Rebecca Lindstrom, David Brooks. WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Not just a journalist, Hope Ford. WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to...
Conduct unbecoming.
Holiday County 911.
Hello, hey, how you doing? I'm feeling like the blue lights are on me right now, but I'm on the back road, and I'm not gonna pull over until I see what's some light at.
Dash cam video shows Georgia Southern quarterback Shy Warts pulling over for a Saluda County deputy.
Our next category is Societal Concerns, short form. Feed the Need. Lauren Musgrove, Tamika Moore, and Blake Hudson. Ray Clay Media, Birmingham, Alabama. Thank you, Alabama heroes. Reagan Wells, Lauren Musgrove, Bob Carlton, Red Clay Media, Birmingham, Alabama. The Talk. Talitha Vickers, WXII TV, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And the Emmy goes to...
Feed the Need.
It's okay to grow up poor because I think you learn the value of helping each other out. When I was in the second grade, I learned a good lesson about sharing and really enjoying it with somebody.
And our next category is Societal Concerns, long-form content. Fertile Ground, Robbie Piantanita, Taiwo Gaynor, General Usage LLC, Jackson, Mississippi. Promised Land, Titus Davis, Xavier Blake, SCE-TV, Columbia, South Carolina. The Last Supermarket, David Garraway, James Parker, Hal Teasler, Mississippi State University Television Center, Mississippi State, Mississippi. And Your Fantastic Mind, COVID-19. Jay Watson, Kenny Hamilton, Jesse Jung, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to...
Fertile Ground.
The expansion of Jackson and sort of its sprawling nature creates a lot of public transportation. We don't have sidewalks. We don't have bicycle lanes. And
Hi, everyone. I am so glad to be here to present tonight, and I'm also here to remind you and enter. There's no nominee in the makeup category this year, which means I could have had my 9th Emmy if I only would have entered. It's really important that you join that. For Sports Story News Single Shift, Georgia's Mr. Irrelevant, Stephen Franklin, Emily Gagnon, WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. God Bless America, Adam Murphy, Aaron Coker, Eric Carlton, WGCL-TV, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to...
God Bless America.
Rain or shine, and dressed to the nines, Miller takes the field during the 7th inning stretch for a one-of-a-kind outing.
God bless America. Land.
For Sports Story short-form content, Archie Adams, Nicholas Papantanis, WPDE-TV, Conway, South Carolina. Girl Power, yes, Chip Baisden, WYFF-TV, Greenville. Lou Ninett, Mo Smith, Scott Wyant, Merrick McCool, Will Day, Ole Miss Sports Productions, Oxford, Mississippi. And the Emmy
Girl Power.
Well, you're a dream stealer. You're stealing my dreams. My dreams.
All they want is respect. They just want to be treated the same.
Nice and easy. Sports story, long-form content. Career savers and groundbreakers. Laura Goldman, Clay Yeager, Alabama. Hawks Sneaker Week. Sean Farnham, Colleen Sullivan, David Kaysen, Lauren Dills. Fox Sports South, Atlanta. The rise of women's wrestling. Yes. Erin M. Cheslock, Catherine Busman, Edwin Santa Maria, Ashton Frager, WHNS-TV, Greenville. And the Emmy goes to
Hawks Sneaker Week.
My name is Salam Esqua, aka Kixtradamus, and I paint custom shoes for celebrities and athletes all over the world.
Sports Program Live Single Program. America's Marathon Weekend. Alec McQuaid, Don Gabor, Nick Naduri, Rick Garney. WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta. CBS 4 Football Saturday. Joey Rogers, Marcus Stroud, Chris Brees, WIAT-TV, Birmingham. Game-changing conversation. Mitch Brown, Mike Uva, Matt Dowell, WACH-TV, Columbia. And the Emmy goes to
CBS 42, College Football Saturday.
We sure do have a lot to get to here on College Football Saturday. Chris Brees, Simone Eli, Drew Carter will join us. I still cannot get over the fact that when we saw this new schedule back in July, how strange Week 2 feels like. Alabama, Texas A&M is so early, and then Auburn, Georgia, it feels like it's preseason.
It's crazy. We got to Week 1, now we're...
Sports Program Live Series. Braves Live, Jackie Robinson Day. Jill Gossard Cook, Stephen Daly, Carvis Jones, David Kaysen. Fox Sports South, Atlanta. Community Heroes Week. Christina Atkins, Lauren Dills, Kevin Allison, Colleen Sullivan. Fox Sports South, Atlanta. GPB Sports Recruiting 2020. John Nelson, Laurie Cover, Steve Graham, Matt Stewart. Georgia Public Broadcasting, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Community Heroes Week.
Chip, you were out there, of course, with Allison today. Just how special of a person is she?
Oh, she's wonderful. You saw that smile on her face when the award was announced and all the wonderful things that all of her friends and family and colleagues had to say about her efforts with the Dave Krejci Foundation. You know, we talk all the time, Jerome, about sports and how meaningful they are. Yes, we're playing a game.
We welcome to our stage tonight one of Atlanta's most distinguished journalists, Assistant News Director at Fox 5 Atlanta, WAGA-TV, Mr. Eric Ludgood.
Thank you for joining us. It's a joy to be here tonight. Let's move on to our next categories. Sports program post-produced or edited series, Clemson's Greatest Games, William Stewart, Mark Childress, Richmond Weaver, David Stapp, 9/8 Central, Greenville, South Carolina. Falcons mini movie, Trevor Lasso, Austin Hittel, Jenny Ross, the Atlanta Falcons. Henry Ruggs III, Road to the Pros, Wesley Sonor, Laura Goldman, Gianna Han, Alabama Media Group, Birmingham. Marlon Davidson, Road to the Pros, Wesley Sonor, Gianna Han, Alabama Media Group, Birmingham. The season, Ole Miss football, Scott Wyant, Merrick McCool, Will Day, Mike Again, Ole Miss Sports Productions, Oxford, Mississippi. And the Emmy goes to
Clemson's Greatest Games. Henry Ruggs III, Road to the Pros.
We walk out, we come out of the tunnel, and I can remember it like it was yesterday, looking up in the stands, and these stands were like 3/4 full. I mean, they're an hour early to this football game in this monsoon.
We get in the game and just smack them in the mouth. I mean, we go up 14 quick. It was seemingly easy. You know, everything, again, that we're calling is working.
You know, once I went out and started to have success, now I'm like, okay, I got it down. Now I'm confident in myself, and I know I can go out and, you know, perform with the best of them, and that's.
Our next category, sports, one-time special, all access, Christina Atkins, Kevin Allison, Greg Thoreau, Sean Farnham, Fox Sports South, Atlanta. Falcons' new uniforms unveiled, Austin Hattel, Jenny Ross, Trevor Lasso, the Atlanta Falcons. Ingalls SoCon Tip-Off Show, Chris Bainbridge, B-Clip Productions, Asheville, North Carolina. And the Emmy goes to
Falcons, new uniforms unveiled.
And I think we like the fact that our players asked for, our fans asked for, and they both got black home uniforms.
It never been nothing like that all black.
That's lovely. There's just a feeling to it.
Our next category, live sporting event, game, single game. Miami Heat at the Atlanta Hawks. Gil Gossett-Cook, Gary Lehman, Brandon Culpepper, Fox Sports South, Atlanta. 2020 GHSA Class 6A Championship League, Atlanta. Boston Red Sox at the Atlanta Braves, Freddie Freeman walk-off, Gretchen Caney, Mike Miller, Drew Jenkins, Brandon Culpepper, Fox Sports South, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Miami Heat at Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young's 50-point game.
Dragic with 3 seconds, 2. Boy, Dragic goes all the way and gets fouled before the end of the half. Oh, my goodness. The horn sounded, the red lights went off, but that contact came prior to the end of the half.
And this category is sports promotion. Braves opening day, Warrior, Charles Frederick, Adam Shoemaker, Fox Sports South, Atlanta. Fox 5 Atlanta Falcons, Alan Hutchinson, Rick Snyder, Shannon Joyner, WAGA-TV, Atlanta. New year, new threads coming soon. Christopher Wink, Dan Gadd, Austin Hattel, the Atlanta Falcons. And the Emmy goes to
Threads coming soon.
First choice, first round, Atlanta selects Tommy Nobis.
Markowski to throw. He is going long. Touchdown, Atlanta!
Please welcome Atlanta journalist and co-founder of Precise Consulting, Adriana Andrada.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. And as you may notice, I am not originally from the United States. I am from Peru. We're so very, very happy to be here representing the Emmys, representing the Latinos in the United States of America. Gracias a todos por estar aquí, por sintonizarnos y gracias por todos los que han contribuido para estas nominaciones. Now presenting documentary historical. Alabama Black Belt Blues, Robert Clem, Tina Nermore Jones, Roger Stevenson, Alabama Public Television, Birmingham. Alabama in the Making, George Edmondson, Adam Honeycutt, Jay Lamar, Seed Creative Video Productions, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Building Atlanta, the story of Herman J. Russell, John Duke, David Hughes Duke, Atlanta. HUD, Robert Briscoe, Gray Lloyd, William Green, Samari Pruitt, University of Alabama Center for Public TV and Radio, Tuscaloosa.
Looking through these images was one of the more disturbing points in time that I had to reflect on during this project. When you deal with something that unfolds over a period of time visually, you can't always capture an image that sums everything up. Sometimes you can. But what I decided was to follow this.
Felicitaciones a los ganadores. The next category is documentary topical. Dark Horse, Christopher P. Marshall, A. Troy Thomas, Inertia Films, Atlanta. Saving the Caretakers, Mariana Gomez, Savannah College of Art and Design. Sandra Brown, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Atlanta. Trailblazers, Girls of Georgia, Girls. Austin Hittel, Samuel Larson, Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Cuando nos fuimos enterando de la pandemia, me espanté mucho porque pensé en mi papá que tiene diabetes, en mi mamá que ha tenido muchas trombos y pues que ha sido fumadora toda su vida. Pensé en mi hermano que tiene sobrepeso.
Just that particular night, man, they came to have Bible study. And it's sad that you come to do what God says and you lose your life for doing the work of the Lord.
muchas felicitaciones a los ganadores. If germs glowed, you'd wash your hands the full 20 seconds. Christy Etheridge, WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta. Marie James Parker, Mississippi State University Television Center, Mississippi. Síntomas más comunes del COVID-19, Paola Camacho, Alabama Public Broadcasting, Birmingham.
La tos que nosotros estamos viendo es una tos que nosotros médicamente la llamamos no productiva. Significa que no genera mucho esputo, no genera que el paciente bote ni arroje en ningún tipo de esputo. Es lo que se llama más una tos seca. Hay pacientes que pueden tener procesos con alergias ahorita al polen.
Congratulations, muchas felicidades para los ganadores. Moving on to the next category, informational, instructional, long-form content. Coastal Kingdom at Home, Tony Mills, Rod Lewis, The County Channel, Beaufort, South Carolina. Secrets of Atlanta Reed, Leona Nacimiento, Renee Bodie Wheeler, WSB-TV, Atlanta. This is Our Home, David Garraway, James Parker, Mississippi State University Television Center.
Reserve.
If you look at a dollar bill, it's called the Federal Reserve note. So every dollar bill in circulation goes through a Federal Reserve facility, and that's how it gets issued.
There is money.
Seguimos con interview, discussion, long form presidencial. Univision Atlanta. Y el Emmy va para, or the Emmy goes to.
El momento es ahora, confrontando la desigualdad racial.
Senator Booker, like I said, you are our first guest for this portion of the conversation. Thank you for joining us. It is essential to hear your thoughts on this vital.
Welcome now, a Georgia native made good, working for BET.
So thrilled to be here tonight and excited to not be wearing a mask. I've gotten both my vaccines. I hope that you have too, and feeling real safe. And hopefully next year we'll all be together again, and looking forward to spending some time with everyone. Tonight we've got some exciting nominees, and we're going to give out some Emmys, and I could not be more thrilled. Let's get started with Daisy, WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta. Your fantastic mind, does your dog love you? Jay Watson, Kitty Hamilton, Jesse Young, Frank Anderson, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Your fantastic mind. Does your dog love you?
Excellent. All right, go back to where you were before. Tell him to stay.
Patrick, between these two. Tamara, you're to the right of the last dog.
In Atlanta on a Sunday afternoon, the pack is on its best behavior.
Nice. That's good, Pack.
Well, maybe not.
And our next category is Magazine Program Series. There's only one nominee in this category, and the Emmy goes to
Your Fantastic Mind series.
On this day, there is little in the way of wind in the Windy City. Instead, it's sunshine overload at Buckingham Fountain in Chicago's Grant Park. Known for its deep dish pizza.
We hope you're having a great time tonight. We're so thrilled nominees and the winners tonight. Congratulations to the winners so far. Our next category, Public Affairs Program, Single Program. And the nominees are Palmetto Scene, Domestic Violence in the Pandemic, Rick Taylor, Caitlin Cannon, SEETV, Columbia, South Carolina. People to People, Marcus Foster, Fred Blankenship, Linda Stouffer, Candace Presley, WSB-TV, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
People to People.
Dr. Jody Guest is a research professor in epidemiology at Emory University. In addition to historical inequities in healthcare access and treatment, Guest highlights occupation on minorities. People of color are more likely to work as
And the next category is Public Affairs Program Series. And the nominees are Fashion for the Planet, Jenny Turner Garlington, Mary Grace Higgs, Suzanne Satterfield, Randy Hill, Picture Window Productions, LLC, Norcross, Georgia. Voices from the Flood, Mike Russell, Brian Utley, Carrie Lewis, Zach Ashmore, Mississippi State University. Kitty Swain, Jenny Turner Garlington, Mary Grace Higgs, Picture Window Productions, LLC, Norcross, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Wild Crossings.
Well, we have a large bull elk who's in rut right now, and he is walking through downtown Cherokee. As you can see, he's moving.
I'm so excited about this next category. Wishing everyone well tonight, but I've got some friends nominated here, so everybody, let's take home that Emmy. The category is Special Event Coverage Live. And the nominees are A Final Farewell to John Lewis, Karen Greer, Tracy Hutchins, Belinda James, Alfonso DeBose, WGCL TV Atlanta. Senate runoff debates, Kevin Gerke, A.J. Keene, Steve Graham, Taylor Klotz, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Atlanta. The 2020 Georgia Tech Inventure Prize, Dave Drabick, Karen Oberman, Christopher Reeves, Retcher Reed, Fine Line Pursuit of Technology, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
the 2020 Georgia Tech Inventure Prize.
And the next category is Special Event Coverage Edited. And the nominees are 2020 Georgia High School Musical Theater Awards, Craig McMahon, Dave Drabick, Karen Oberman, Angela Farr Schiller, Manning Entertainment, Atlanta, Georgia. 2020 Southeast Regional Emmy Awards, Rebecca Jones, Heath Rossborough, Evelyn Mims, Janice Epperson, Nata Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia. 94th Annual Spelman Morehouse Christmas Carol Concert, Brian Simmons, Valentine Williamson, Kennard Garrett, Tabari Sturdivant, Spelman College, Atlanta, Georgia.
2020 Georgia High School Musical Theater Awards.
And this year's Schuler Award for Best Leading Actress goes to Catherine Smith, Denmark High School, Bonnie and Clyde.
Please welcome Atlanta icon and award-winning journalist, news anchor, and commissioner at WGCL CBS 46, Karen Greer.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to get dressed up again, and hopefully we'll be back in the ballroom next year for our Emmy Awards. It's been different, but you know what? We've got to do it to be safe and be careful. So we're going to keep the show moving along and Cuenta Conmigo, Claudia Prado, Ronald Estrada, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia. Vota Conmigo, Atlanta, Georgia. Fox Theater, Future, Blair Brady, Caleb Holland, Rose Freitag, Whitney Doyle, WITH Agency, Atlanta. Healthcare Heroes, Jason Ashmawi, Hunter Gaiman, Blake Blansett, WPDE TV, Conway, South Carolina. Mi Historia, Oseas Marroquin, Gabby Bravo, Camille Vieira, Spectacular Media, Lawrenceville, Georgia. Vote, Justin Whelan, Lamar Hampton, Cody Taft, Oak Film Company, Aiken, South Carolina. We Are Magic, Jannard Archibald, Catherine May, Shannon Long, Susan Elliott Reach, Telegraph Creative, Birmingham, Alabama. And the Emmy goes to
Vota conmigo.
We Are Magic.
Cada 30 segundos, un latino como nosotros cumple 18 años y es elegible para votar.
¿Y tú? ¿Ya estás listo para estas elecciones?
Yo me registré y votaré en persona, porque mi voto cuenta más que nunca. ¿Y tú? ¿Ya votaste?
Yo ya recibí.
¿Por quién votas?
Most Americans are settling into this new reality, doing their best to stay home as much as possible. We still don't know when exactly this is going to end, and exactly how.
They call her the Magic City. She earned her name because she wrote.
Public service announcement campaign. COVID-19, Carol Rivera, Gianfranco Remigi, Telemundo, Atlanta, Georgia. Mi te toca a ti. Josephine Figueroa, Nino Augustine, Felicita Pinata, Latino Community Fund Incorporated, Atlanta, Georgia. Protege a tu familia del COVID-19 y del flu. Maria Bastidas, Alfredo Suarez, Paola Camacho, Luis Contreras, Mundo Hispanico Digital Network, Atlanta, Georgia. Voting campaign, Claudia Prado, Ronald Estrada, Mariela Romero, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Voting campaign.
Changemaker, Let It Shine, Mary Soto, WLTF, Joshua Dillard, Mike Von Ruden, David Tallarico, WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Calling It Quits, Kristen Lee, Amanda Curry, WCSC-TV, Charleston, South Carolina. April 20.
Lays down the hammer.
The wreck wasn't her fault. She thought she or extensive body damage. But even though it wasn't her fault, the insurance.
Our next category, promotion, news promotion, image, single spot. First alert, traffic frogger, Jared Stepp, Clint Stevenson, Colin McCauley, WIS-TV, Columbia, South Carolina. This is weather, Laura Hensley, James Hayes, WIS-TV, Columbia, South Carolina. Your Voice Matters, Chanel Glenn, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Your Voice Matters.
2020, what a year. Soon, November will be here, but we'll think important in the chatter. Black Lives Matter in the headlines, caution over ballots and extreme wait times. COVID-19 still disrupts our lives. Social distance if you can. Stay inside. Is it safe to vote?
Promotion, news promotion campaign. Atlanta's civil rights icons, Wes Rhoda, Ben Bates, Courtney Greer, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. First Alert survivors, Joshua Morey, Jonathan Smith, Jenna Wood, WBRC-TV, Birmingham, Alabama. Journalism that gives you a real voice, Wes Rhoda, Ben Bates, Courtney Greer, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
First Alert survivors.
and support the remarkable work of informing our communities, especially during this pandemic, to keep everyone safe. Estoy muy feliz de estar de nuevo aquí presentándoles a ustedes y además Program Promotion Single Spot. I Was There 13 trailer, David Garroway, James Parker, Mississippi State University Television Center, Mississippi State, Falcons All-Decade Team, Trevor Lasso, Jenny Rose, Samuel Larson, Atlanta Falcons Atlanta, Where Atlanta Speak, Brian Hendricks, Brenda A. WATL TV.
Time of sacrifice and choices. By acts of will, our wheels are still. We mask.
Category is Promotional Campaign. Un rayo de luz y esperanza en medio de la pandemia. Carlos Moreno. Carlos Moreno reporta Atlanta. Abogados del 8. Homero González, Juan Calderón, Pablo Morales, Marco Antonio Cárdenas. Ultimarketing Duluth. Fall Break. Jeron Johnson, Leanne Jackson, Wendell Scott, Brian Auden. WUPA TV Atlanta. Juntos saldremos adelante. María Bastidas, Alfredo Suárez Quintero, Mario Guevara, Ángel Ortega. Mundo Hispánico Digital Network Atlanta. Kaiser Permanente Invested. Caleb Holland, Rose Freitime, Madison Tracer, Jessica Tate. WITH Agency Atlanta. Social Distance, Laura Hensley, James Hess TV Columbia. And the Emmy goes to
Un rayo de luz y esperanza en medio de la pandemia.
Social distance.
I know you just want to get back to a normal life. I get that. I think we all want that. The thing is, though, we need to stay apart. So even if we start getting out a little more, we still need to be careful. So keep washing your hands and keep your distance. Trust me, if we're not careful now, there might not be any football.
Acción de Gracias, día para estar en familia, donde nos damos cuenta que lo más valioso lo tenemos frente a nosotros. Por eso, agradecemos todo lo que nos rodea, esperando el llamado para desde nuestras raíces hispanas, con nuestras costumbres, sentarnos a la mesa.
Congratulations to all the winners. The next category is Commercial Single Spot. Built to Endure. Catherine May, Gina Archibald, Susan Elliott Rich, Telegraph Creative, Birmingham. El regalo más valioso, Navidad 2020. Andrea Rivera, Laura Barbera, Oseas Marroquín. Héroes Georgia, COVID-19. Homero González, Edwin Osorio, Ultimarketing Atlanta. Mi Familia, Oseas Marroquín, Spectacular Media, Lawrenceville. Shamrock Rocking Vending Machine, Chelsea Phillips Tafoya, Willie Giles, Picture Perfect Production, and Editorial Mariera. UAB Basketball, New Coach Homecoming. Sam Myler, Stephen Steinson, Logan Dyler, Heather Jeffcott. Beren Advertising, Birmingham. UAB Football, Win as One. Sam Miller, Stephen Stinson, Logan Dyler, Heather Jeffcott, Beren Advertising, Birmingham. And the Emmy goes to, y el Emmy va para
Heroes Georgia, COVID-19. UAB Football, Win as One.
Esta va por los que no se pueden quedar en casa y se empoderan con la misión de velar por el bienestar de nuestra comunidad. por aquellos que sacrifican los abrazos de sus familias y se empoderan con el compromiso de salvar vidas. Va por ellos que a pesar de la incertidumbre se empoderan con el propósito de construir un mejor mañana.
Everybody all in. All right, I want you to close your eyes for just a second. Close your eyes. I want you to think. Think about what you want this season to be. What does it mean to you? What is it worth to you?
Now, the next category is Director Newscast. Emma Smith, WXIA WATL TV Atlanta. Eric Tapler, WYFF News 4 at 11 p.m. WYFF TV Granville. Eric Tapler, WYFF News 4 at 4 p.m. WYFF TV Greenville. Y el Emmy va para
Emma Smith.
And that is your Rush Block. A quick look at your top stories. Now let's get into what's going on in other news. So I got some good news for you if you're looking for a job. The U.S. is adding thousands of them by the end of the month. Nearly 280,000 were added in February. Healthcare and social assistance jobs adding the most new hires at 57,000. And food.
Congratulations to all the winners. Felicitaciones a todos los ganadores. Finally, Director, Short for Content. Art Berger, El Águila ha aterrizado, Georgia Southern University, Statesboro. Caleb Holland, WITH Agency, Atlanta. Catherine May, Optimist Creed, Telegraph Creative, Birmingham. Justin Willon, OAC Film Company, Aiken. Paola Camacho, Mundo Hispánico Digital Network, Atlanta. Y el Emmy va para
Justin Whelan. Paola Camacho.
I feel it getting. Everybody's going home to the people they care for the most.
Hola, me llamo Steffi, me vivo en Atlanta, Georgia y tengo 15 años. Me gusta pintar ojos porque yo tengo un problema con mis ojos.
We welcome to our stage multiple awards and a groundbreaker as the first African-American male to anchor in primetime in Birmingham. Art Franklin.
Good evening. I'm Art Franklin, proud to be a presenter in the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences 2021 Emmy Awards. I'm coming to you from the beautiful Birmingham Civil Rights Institute, a Smithsonian affiliate. And I can tell you from personal experience, this place is special and it has civil and human rights for generations to come. And now, here are the nominees in the category of Director Long-Form Content. Catherine May, Queso Standoff, Red Clay Media, Birmingham. James Parker, Bread and Butter Productions, Atlanta. Vincent Adam Paul, 7 Cinematics, Greensboro. And the Emmy goes to
Catherine May, Queso Standoff.
Queso. Most people know the ooey gooey goodness as a staple at the local Mexican joint. But does this iconic dish really tie back to traditional Mexican cuisine?
Or is it the product of cultures melting together?
We think so, and we think that's what makes it Southern.
Audio post-production. The nominees are Daniela Rivera, Spelman College, Atlanta. David Garraway, Mississippi State University Television Center, Mississippi. Company, Aiken. And the Emmy goes to
James Bevel.
The stadium, I saw it being built. I remember the first game, and the second, and the third.
Here are the nominees in the category of weather short-form content. How to keep your family safe. Alex Calamita and Sharonda Neal, WLTX-TV, Columbia. Hurricane I Cyclone, Patrick Bigby and Gallion Stewart. Gray TV, Moselle, Mississippi. Severe weather wreaks havoc across the Southeast. Claudia Kelly Bazan, Aaron Lafort, and David Chantley. Goes to.
Severe weather wreaks havoc across the Southeast.
Trees uprooted, roofs ripped off, and debris scattered all across the Southeast.
You could just hear the roar, and it was not high winds. It was, you could tell it was something else.
Boom, and I turned around and like the back windshield of my car, or the back window of my car.
Moving now to weather long-form content, and the nominees are Lessons Learned, 2020 Hurricane Special, David Dixon, Rob Fowler, Chris Belk, and Tanya Estes. WCBD-TV, Mount Pleasant. Tropical Storm Zeta, Giancarlo Cifuentes, Dacelis Martinez, and Valerie Burgos. Univision, Atlanta. Tropical Storm Zeta hits Georgia. Suzanne Nadell, WSB-TV, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Lessons Learned, 2020 Hurricane Special.
More frightening than its strength was its speed or lack thereof. Without any steering currents from the upper atmosphere, the Category 5 storm battered the Bahamas for a truly nightmarish 48 hours.
Also, for musical composition arrangement, there is only one nominee in this category. And the Emmy goes to
Henry Panyan. Our next presenter came to Atlanta from KUSA in Denver and is known throughout the Southeast as the award-winning evening anchor at 11 Alive. Please welcome Cheryl Preheim.
Hello, everyone. It's so good to be together tonight in the way we've become so accustomed to over video. Congratulations to everyone for another year of great work, important work, and rising above the challenges that came in so many forms. I'm Cheryl Preheim, an anchor at 11 Alive. I'm also getting ready to cover my 5th Olympics. I love that assignment, but it came with a challenge for me, learning how to shoot, to set up lights, and to edit. And that experience has given me an even greater respect for those who do it well. I'm really in awe of their talent. The nominees for Editor News, no production time limit are Brendan Keefe, WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta. Daniel Anderson, WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta. I work with both of them. They are tremendous and both so deserving. But tonight the Emmy goes to
Brendan Keefe.
The reproductive rate of the COVID-19 virus with minimal interventions is expected to be around 2. That means the average infected person can be expected to infect 2 more people. But that progression isn't 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The number is compounded.
In a year when access to people and places was more limited than we've ever seen, we relied even more on the incredible talent and creativity of graphic artists. In the category of graphic arts, motion graphics, the nominees are Brandon Williams, WSAV-TV Savannah; Hal Teasler, Mississippi State University Television Center; Mary Latocha, Alabama Public Television Birmingham; Opie Cooper, WJTV Jackson; and the winner is
Hal Teasler. Opie Cooper.
"'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse."
In the category of graphic arts, visual effects, the nominees are Jared Stepp, WIS-TV Columbia; Justin Whelan, Oak Film Company, Aiken; Michael Sutherland, Telegraph Creative, Birmingham. And the winner is
Michael Sutherland.
Promise yourself to be strong, that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. To talk health.
Now to a category that deserves so much more recognition than it gets, lighting. It's so difficult, and when it's perfect, people don't notice because it's perfect. They notice when it's not right. Here's a group that not only gets it right, but sets the standard for excellence. The nominees are Jim Sicanolfi, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Atlanta; Josh Thompson, SCE-TV, Columbia; Tali Carr, WSB-TV, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Jim Sicanolfi.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Russ Spencer, evening anchor for Fox 5 in Atlanta, and you are watching the Atlanta Press Club Loudermilk Young debate series. We are broadcasting from the studio of Georgia Public Broadcasting in Atlanta, and we welcome viewers from across the state.
And now the nominees in the category of lighting location. The nominees are Blake Blansett, Oceans Visual, Myrtle Beach; Justin Whelan, Oak Film Company, Aiken. And the Emmy goes to
Justin Whelan.
I feel it getting close, I feel the joy in the air. Everybody's going home to the people they care for the most.
The Emmy Awards is honored to welcome our next presenter, award-winning producer, composer, conductor, and educator, working with artists like Stevie Wonder and Aretha Franklin. Director of Music Technology at UAB, Dr. Henry Panyan III.
Good evening. I'm Henry Panyan, President of Audio State 55 Entertainment here in Birmingham, Alabama. We're standing in the vibrant theater district in downtown Birmingham. And behind me are the Lyric Theater, built in 1914, and the Alabama Theater, built in 1927. These theaters headline many of the nation's finest musicians and actors, including the likes of Charlie Chaplin and Milton Berle. And now, here are the nominees in the category of Photographer, News, Single Shift. Chip Baisden, WYFF-TV, Greenville. Daniel Missioner, WCIV-TV, Mount Pleasant. Aaron Coker, WGCL-TV, Atlanta.
Chip Baisden.
I didn't know that the pleats were necessary. It makes it good for any size face.
I know sometimes I'm accused of being a perfectionist, so I'm working through that. Patience and a positive attitude. That's my biggest thing. If I can get the ladies to give me a positive attitude and they're enthusiastic about it, any mistakes can be corrected.
In the category of Photographer, News, No Production Time Limit, the nominees are Chip Baisden, WYFF-TV, Greenville. George Hansen, WMBF-TV, Myrtle Beach.
Chip Baisden.
Topped it with lavender. Saffron. You know, you hear about people getting a calling to do something. It was about a year after my father passed away that I really started getting this strong calling to put the farm back.
In the category of Photographer, Short Form Content, the nominees are Jannard Archibald, Built to Endure, Telegraph Creative, Birmingham. Jannard Archibald, We Are Magic, Telegraph Creative, Birmingham. Justin Wheelon, Oak Film Company, Aiken.
Jannard Archibald, We Are Magic.
Birmingham Rising was truly a thing to behold. On downtown streets born from industry, where neighborhood shops line the same cobblestone alleys, Birmingham's history looms over her present, like an inventor over her apprentice.
In the category of Photographer, Long Form Content, the nominees are James Parker, Mississippi State University Television Center. Kenny Hamilton, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Emory Brain Health, Atlanta.
James Parker.
Clarksdale, good town. Like every other community in the Delta is, I call it impoverished. There's a lot of things that are...
In the category of Editor, Short Form Content, the nominees are Angel Ortega, Mundo Hispanico Digital Network, Atlanta. Jessica Cox, Fox Sports South, Atlanta. Sean Farnham, Fox Sports South, Atlanta. Will Day, Ole Miss Sports Productions.
Angel Ortega.
Sean Farnham.
Toda la información relacionada con las finanzas personales y el crecimiento económico se combina en Mundo Dinero, el portal para latinos que buscan noticias, tips y consejos de expertos para alcanzar sus sueños en este país. Desde artículos hasta videos y entrevistas en vivo con expertos, Mundo Dinero informa y empodera a una comunidad.
Our Atlanta Hawks have waited 293 days to get back to their house.
You know we've been cooking, 'cause we put in the work when nobody was even looking.
And let me tell you, there's no place like home.
No competition, we keep dropping them. Opposition, they're not stopping us.
In the category of Editor, Long Form Content, the nominees are Christopher Marshall, Inertia Films, Atlanta. James Parker, Mississippi State University Television Center. Matt Livingston, WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta.
James Parker.
If you are like middle class, you can afford to go shopping in Cleveland, go shopping in DeSoto County, go shopping in Oxford. But if you don't have the means to travel, like it can be pretty challenging.
Please welcome the Associated Press's Deputy Director of News Gathering U.S. South and NATA's Board of Governors, Alex Sands.
What a year it's been, and so great to see all of you. Great stories, as we all know, are told with great care. Their words carefully chosen to bring the people whose stories we tell to life. These next two categories highlight just that. Our first category is Writer News. John Lee, WLOS TV, Asheville. Matt Pearl, WXIA, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Matt Pearl.
Asia and I, we have a theme for Selena's first birthday, and it was going to be sunflowers.
No matter the obstacle, a young sunflower turns its body to find the sun. It's what the family of 10-month-old Selena Williamson and her 5-year-old brother.
Here are the nominees for Writer Short-Form Content. Alex Whitler, WAGA, Atlanta. Jay Watson, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Emory Brain Health. Matt Mitchell, Red Clay Media, Birmingham. Merrick McCool, All Miss Sports Productions, Oxford. And the Emmy goes to
Jay Watson.
Even though it's free and open to the public, a seat at the Emory Chamber Music Society's midday concert is a hot ticket.
Happy Valentine's Day, Phyllis.
Dr. Richard Franco and his wife Phyllis are regulars at William Ransom's concerts.
Powerful storytelling starts with words, matched with strong visuals and sound. Sometimes the stories tell themselves. Here are the nominees for video essay. Brian Utley, Mississippi State University, Mississippi State. Chip Baisden, WYFF, Greenville. Jack Walsh, Gwinnett County Public Schools, Suwannee. James Parker, Mississippi State University Television Center, Mississippi State. Michael Moore, WAGA, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Chip Baisden. Michael Moore.
Someone's got to take a shot. Has been nice. Finished. I'll walk your hips to you.
Sit down. Yep. Good job. I always say I'm a hustler.
Brandy came here a few years ago.
I grind. I've called her in the middle of the night. I'm not really good at taking no for an answer.
She's really become like a sister.
As well as a coach. Run your feet. Take your time.
Each one of us on the face of this earth was put here by the Creator to do certain things. This is what I'm here to do. But this is what the Creator has for James Horton.
Some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now.
There's pretty close here, 2,000 pieces of art.
There once was a time in cities large and small when reporters worked in small teams. In many places, teams of one now pull off what once was the work of 4 or more, and they do it so well. Here are the nominees for video journalist. Chris Womack, WLOS, Asheville. Matt Pearl, WXIA, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Matt Pearl.
It's a perfect day for a timeless tale.
Good morning.
5 hours before showtime.
Hi. Hi. I'm Kathy.
Kathy Sanger
Go on the stage.
and a dozen dedicated dance parents assemble a familiar set on an unfamiliar stage.
Right now we got a blank wall.
This next award recognizes our local journalists, the reporters who over the past year told their hometown stories and covered some of the biggest stories of this generation. Here are the nominees for Talent: Reporter, Daily News. Audrey Washington, WSB Atlanta. Brendan Keefe, WXIA Atlanta. Emily Ikeda, WAGA Atlanta. Rafael Oliveria, Univision Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Brendan Keefe. Rafael Oliverio.
What are antibodies, and why would we want to test for them in a large portion of the population? Antibodies are like the building blocks of your immune system, and each one represents a disease to which you've been exposed at some point in your lifetime.
We welcome now a reporter who counts amongst his long list of industry honors 5 Edward R. Murrow Awards. From WLOS-TV in Asheville, John Lee.
Hello, everybody. I'm John Lee with WLOS here in lovely Asheville, North Carolina. And it is truly my honor to help celebrate some of the finest talent in the Southeast. Why, even Matt Pearl. Just kidding, Matt. I've read the cliff notes to your book many times over the years and have found them to be truly inspiring. Let's get right to my first category of the night. It is Talent Reporter Investigative. Here are the nominees. Brendan Keefe of WXIA WATL TV and Nicole Carr of WSB. And the Emmy goes to
Brendan Keefe.
Henri was watching television in the McDonough home he's owned for 50 years. The no-knock search warrant was for the house next door through the woods. So how did deputies end up hitting a house with a different color, a separate driveway, its own mailbox, and another address?
Missed it. Oh. Well, it's certainly too bad we aren't gathering in person for this year's Southeast Emmys. I do miss kibitzing with you guys over a $20 beer. But seriously, folks, let's go to that next category, Talent Reporter Live. The nominees are Adam Harding, WGCL-TV, Atlanta. Ashley Thompson, WGCL-TV, Atlanta. Mario Guevara, Mundo Hispanico Digital Network, Atlanta. Naima Abdullahi, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta. Nicole Carr, WSB-TV, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Ashley Thompson. Mario Guevara.
I'm going to get a little bit out of the way. Oh my goodness. As you can see, they are slamming skateboards and bricks and whatever they can into these police cruisers. This has turned incredibly violent. As we've seen all day, people are incredibly frustrated. Are you okay? I'm good, thank you so much. People are incredibly frustrated.
La indicación que le dio el teniente de la policía a los manifestantes es que tienen que moverse inmediatamente porque están bloqueando una calle principal de la ciudad de Atlanta y eso es ilegal. Es ilegal que estén bloqueando la calle. Eso es lo que le están diciendo.
Mr. Racist man with the big hat, you make it violent.
Now, Asheville isn't just home to the mountains, it's also home to spectacular murals just like this one. It's a great backdrop to honor even more great work in the category of Talent Reporter Specialty Assignment. And the nominees are Brendan Keefe, WXIA WATL-TV, Atlanta. Rebecca Lindstrom, WXIA WATL-TV, Atlanta. Valerie Burgos, Univision, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Brendan Keefe. Valerie Burgos.
You don't belong here. You shouldn't be here.
Blake Peacock was shot by a sheriff's deputy in Bleckley County, Georgia.
They didn't render any aid whatsoever after they shot him.
Central shots fired. Have EMS rolling.
Sheriff's deputies called for an ambulance within seconds.
Central shots fired, have EMS rolling.
But then stood over Blake Peacock as he gasped for air, face down.
¿Ves? Nadie sabe cómo entrar aquí. Te lo dije. Hola. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. No, no es mentira. YouTube está a punto de unirse a la competencia. La empresa dirigida por Google acaba de anunciar que estarán lanzando su propia red titulada.
If you're just tuning in, I'm John Lee with WLOS, and this is the amazing view in Asheville off the Blue Ridge Parkway, where visitors come to enjoy these views as if they're a spectator sport. That is a segue, my friends, because the next category is talent, reporter, sports. Here are the nominees. Chris, return of the Womack, WLOS TV, Asheville. Cody Chaffins, WAGA TV, Atlanta. Maria Martin, WXIA, WATL TV, Atlanta. Paul Bird, Fox Sports South, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Paul Bird.
Welcome back to Citi Field, everybody. 2-2, we're going to the 10th after the big Marcell Ozuna home run. I'm not there. I'm at Truist Park leading off second, and that is where Adam Duvall will be with the new rules where a player will start at second base, the last batted out, unless it's a pitcher, which you go back even.
And so we're here at WLOS. I'm John Lee, folks, and I've arranged quite a treat for you because we're about to see how this operation works here in Asheville that makes us the local news leader, right? Hey, Nina, this is John Lee. We're here for the grand tour.
Hey, John. It's good to see you, but you know you're working from home, right? And you're not allowed in the building.
Stand by. Nina, this is the Southeast Emmys, and I'm News 13's John Lee. I mean, come on, hello.
Yeah, that's right, but you're little Matt Pearl.
Stand by. Nina, that may be true that I'm no Matt Pearl, but can you at least give me the nominees for the category of talent, program host, moderator, correspondent?
Sure. Matt Mitchell, Red Clay Media, Birmingham. Sharon Collins, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Atlanta. State Shapiro, Bread and Butter Content Studio, Atlanta. Tony Mills, the Low Country Institute, Oak City, South Carolina.
And the Emmy goes to
Steak Shapiro.
Watching football and home gating is awesome this season, especially if you get Joe Hamilton, College Football Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champ. Kevin Butler's got the same pedigree, right?
That's right.
And we're hanging out. You guys good?
How you doing, my friend? I'm doing great. And you? Very cordial, like we always been.
Very cordial. Here we go. What do you think of our spread here, Joe?
Again, it's been such a privilege to be part of this year's ceremony. I want to thank everyone involved for including me. In the meantime, though, folks, got to get back to work at the station, okay? Hey, Nina, can you let me in now?
No.
See you next year.
Please welcome to our stage the award-winning Georgia native and longtime anchor in the beautiful city of Atlanta at WSAV-TV, Tina Tyashaw.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tina Tyashaw from WSAV-TV here in the beautiful city of Savannah, Georgia, the hostess city. It is my pleasure being with you tonight for the Southeast Emmy Awards. I'm looking forward to this beautiful night, and I am so excited after working 30 years, yes, 30 years here at WSAV. It's simply a pleasure to join you tonight. Tonight, I will be presenting several awards. The first, Best News Anchor. And the nominees are Alicia Barnes, WIS-TV, Columbia, South Carolina. Cheryl Priam, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta. Judy Gatson, WIS, Columbia, South Carolina. And Sean Gables, WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Cheryl Preheim,
Cheryl Preheim. It takes courage to put the needs of others ahead of your own. Tom Umstead says that is the secret to happiness. This year, it's been more needed than ever, more challenging too.
After today, there'll be a lot more Olympic trials in all the events. Someone to look out for, Christian.
The next category, Best Weather Anchor. The nominees are Ashley Gann, WIA-TV, Birmingham. Chris Justice, WYFF-TV, Greenville. Ed Piotrowski, WPDE-TV, Conway. Matthew Lohan, WTVA-TV, Saltillo. And the Emmy goes to
Matthew Laban.
As we use our WTVA virtual reality, we're going to paint on some light showers here. I'm going to kind of get under here. This is rainfall, as you can see, is not making it all the way to the ground. So where the beam is looking closer to the radar side, it's detecting no rainfall. But as it scans higher and higher, it starts detecting rainfall because it's going in a straight line, but the Earth itself and the clouds and everything tries.
The next category, News Special. A Mississippi Town Hall, a conversation about race. WJTV-TV, Jackson. News 19 Election Day Morning Special. WLTX-TV, Columbia. Remembering John Lewis, David Brooks, Jeff Reed, Jeff Hollinger, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta. And the Emmy goes to
Remembering John Lewis.
Growing up in rural Alabama, 50 miles from Montgomery, I didn't like what I saw, and we had to change that.
We do not want our freedom gradually, but we want to be free now.
He fought until the very end. That was my big brother.
John Lewis's legacy.
Our next category, Best Weathercast. And the Emmy goes to
Tishomingo Tornado.
And there we are, just west of Tishomingo. I now have 106-mile-per-hour wind change that could potentially be a tornado attempting to develop and move toward Tishomingo. So we need to be treating this as such. We've already, within the last 6 months, had a tornado hit Tishomingo. Here we go again. Hopefully this is not the case, but it's moving right toward you right now.
The next category of the evening, Best Sportscast. And the nominees are Daytona 500 crash coverage, Cody Chaffins, Kelly Price, and Blaine Comet, WAGA-TV, Atlanta. Seeing 3 Palmetto Christmas, Mike Yuva and Erica Garnes, WACH-TV, Columbia. And the Emmy goes to
Seeing 3 Palmetto Christmas.
That is the George Rogers, the only person in the state of South Carolina to ever win a Heisman Trophy. And you know what? In 2 weeks, it's going to stay that way after your boy Goldilocks doesn't win a Heisman. Okay, guys, let me get back to sports here. And let's going to stick with that topic here because just last night it was announced that Clemson.
Welcome again to our stage, award-winning journalist from Univision, anchor of Noticias 34 Atlanta, Daslin Martinez, and news director Giancarlo Cifuentes.
Pues una noche de grandes reconocimientos periodísticos.
Así es, continuamos premiando todo el esfuerzo después de un año tan complicado.
Así es, y vamos con la siguiente categoría, Investigative Report, Single Report.
Comunidad inmigrante es la más vulnerable al COVID-19. Elieni Dib Callazo, Ángel Eduardo Ortega, Luis Contreras, Mundo Hispánico Digital Network.
Forgotten Family, Liz Owens, Jasmine Garcia, Estelle Parsley, Lindsay Garner, WRDW-TV Augusta.
Qualified Immunity, Police Impunity. Brendan Kiff, Lindsay Basie, WXIA-WATL-TV Atlanta.
Reckless Conduct, Deadly Consequence. Faith Abube, David Brooks, Lindsay Basie, WXIA, WATL-TV Atlanta.
Y el Emmy es para
comunidad inmigrante es la más vulnerable al COVID-19.
Reckless conduct, deadly consequence.
Autoridades y organizaciones proinmigrantes en todo el territorio estadounidense han exhortado desde el inicio de la propagación del COVID-19 a que todas las personas se realicen las pruebas de diagnóstico del virus en caso de presentar síntomas similares. Sin embargo, el panorama no es tan sencillo para aquellos que residen en el país sin documentos legales o para aquellos que no tienen seguro médico.
Documents obtained by the reveal show the driver, Ralph Dover, did not stop after hitting Eric.
He kept driving with the hood and the passenger side of his windshield caved in. He drove almost a mile before coming to a stop here in this parking lot, but he didn't call police.
Felicidades a los ganadores. Vamos con la siguiente categoría, Investigative Report, Multiple Reports.
Aiken County 911 Emergency, Liz Owens, Jasmine Garcia, Lindsay Gardner, Estelle Parsley. WRDW-TV Augusta.
Believe Them, Andy Pirori, Luke Carter, Lindsay Vasey, WXIA, WATL-TV Atlanta.
Border Fraud Allegations, WAGA-TV Atlanta.
Y el ganador de esta categoría es...
Believe Them.
Coming up on The Reveal, an Atlanta man with a medical emergency begging for help in police custody for hours.
This man was a walking time bomb, and they put him in a cell and left him there.
A detention facility with a history of complaints.
I got an idiot over here playing games.
La próxima categoría, News Future, Live Future, Single Report. Los nominados son Adrenalina Pura a más de 14,000 pies de altura. Camila Daza, Ángel Ortega, Mundo Hispánico Digital Network.
Come Through Coffee, Matt Pearl, WXIA-TV Atlanta.
Country Santa Gets Land. Michael Catley, Shit Basin, WYFF-TV Greenville.
Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Bernd Peterson, Oscar Carrillo de Albornoz, WSB-TV Atlanta.
Santa at Unicorn Farm. Gabriele Kamarowski, Shit Basin, WYFF-TV Greenville.
Tamales Donation, Andrés Quiñones, Univision Atlanta.
The Veteran Behind the Coffee, Josianet Díaz Sánchez, Telemundo, Atlanta.
And the Emmy goes to...
Adrenalina Pura a más de 14,000 pies de altura.
Country Santa Gets Slammed.
Para ser instructor de paracaidismo se exigen una cantidad de saltos. Hay que estar cierto tiempo en el deporte, más de 3 años en el deporte. Necesitas más de 500 saltos para ser instructor tándem. Para ser instructor AFF, que es la persona que instruye a otros para volverse paracaidistas, necesitas más de aproximadamente 400 saltos.
The Calvary Baptist Church rings out the love of God to West Greenville. And on this Saturday night,
I can tell a non-believer right when I see him.
They definitely believe.
Felicidades a todos los ganadores hasta ahora. Nuestra próxima categoría, News Future, Serious Future, Single Report.
COVID-19 death count of healthcare workers inaccurate. Nicole Carr, Tara Boyd, Justin Crate, WSB-TV Atlanta.
Coach Perry Hope, Julia Morris, Cheat Basin, WYFF-TV Greenville.
Getting COVID-19 tested. Rafael Olavarria, Aldrich Campbell, Univision Atlanta.
Good Trouble, Naima Abdullahi, Luke Carter, WXIA-WATL-TV Atlanta.
Known Only to God, Matt Pearl, WXIA-WATL-TV Atlanta.
Vivió para contarlo, Irene Díaz Bazán, Prensa Atlanta.
Y la estatuilla se la lleva...
COVID-19, death count of healthcare workers inaccurate.
Vivió para contarlo.
Davis was a supervisor here at Central State Hospital.
He worked for them 27 years.
a mental health facility for inmates.
He poured his life into that job.
In the early stages of the pandemic, local media accounts verified and reported on the facility's initial memos to staff that wearing PPE like masks went against dress code and was not allowed.
Entre muestras de amor, el patriarca de la familia Rodríguez fue recibido por sus seres queridos en las afueras del hospital, donde el hispano de 60 años pasó más de 2 meses luchando contra el COVID-19.
La próxima categoría, Daily News Report Single Shift. Los nominados son
Can't Say Hello, Couldn't Say Goodbye, Liz Owens, Jasmine Garcia, Lindsey Garner, WRDW-TV Augusta.
Christopher Acosta, Teen Drowned. Jenser Morales, Univision, Atlanta.
Dead Voters Found Alive and Well, Brendan Keefe, Erin Peterson, WXIA, WATL-TV Atlanta.
Familia desconsolada tras la desaparición de Kimberly. Camila Daza, Mundo Hispánico, Digital Network, Atlanta.
Mother accused of stabbing her children, Yancy Richards, Univision Atlanta.
The Final Crossing saying goodbye to John Lewis. Haley Mason, WGCL-TV, Atlanta.
And the Emmy goes to
Dead Voters Found Alive and Well. Mother accused for stabbing her children.
Noticias 34 de Atlanta sigue investigando los hechos ocurridos el pasado viernes 11 de diciembre en Gainesville, Georgia, donde una mujer hispana es acusada de haber asesinado a sus 2 hijos de 5 y 6 años con un cuchillo. Obtuvimos el audio en el que se escucha a la pareja sentimental de Berenice Jaramillo Hernández pedir ayuda a la línea de emergencia 911.
Mr. James Blaylock of Covington, Georgia, a World War II veteran, voted in the election, the president's campaign tweeted. The only problem, he passed away 14 years ago. Sadly, Mr. Blaylock is a victim of voter fraud. That claim was amplified on national television.
And no one quite...
The Emmy Awards is proud to welcome to the stage from WSB-TV, award-winning reporter and the anchor of Channel 2 Action News Saturday and Sunday, Sophia Chow.
Good evening. I am so honored to be a part of this ceremony. It is such an exciting night. I recognize some of the names on this list, and I'm proud to say some of them are my friends. We have a lot to get through tonight, so let's get right to it. We're going to begin with Hard News Report. No time limit. Bad Lieutenant Brendan Keefe, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Black Pearl Restaurant or Illegal Strip Club. Miranda Parnell, Russ Congdon. Alicia Barnes, WIS-TV, Columbia, South Carolina. The COVID Argument for Dr. Eva Lee. Nicole Carr, Justin Crate, WSB-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Bad Lieutenant.
My name is Roger Halstead, formerly a Dunwoody police officer. He would ask for pictures of our genitals every day.
Brian Bolden, transport officer, City of Dunwoody Police Department. The whole command staff, they all knew.
Was he protected?
Yes.
Austin Handel, I was a police officer with the Dunwoody Police Department on night shift.
This next category really brings into challenge all of your skills as you cover breaking or spot news. This is for Single Report. Atlanta, Wendy's arson. Alexandria Whitler, Jordan Crump, Deidre Dukes. WAGA-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Curfew tear gas dispersal. Dacelas Martinez, Rafael Olivaria, Aldrich Campbell, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia. Downtown Birmingham riot. Crystal Swan, Randy Hildreth, Lachlan Smith, WBRC-TV, Birmingham, Alabama. I-85 deadly tanker explosion. Diana Zito, Aiden Brown, Danielle Anderson, WXIA, WATL, TV, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Curfew tear gas dispersal. Downtown Birmingham riot.
La persona está intentando evitar ser arrestada. Hacia allá la están llevando. Vemos el despliegue de las fuerzas de seguridad y cómo han llevado a los manifestantes hacia el fondo de donde está allá la rueda de Atlanta.
It looks like someone has a shovel and is taking that into some of the glass in front of this Wells Fargo building. And just, again, just in the matter of the last 30 minutes, the shift in this demonstration, people were at the park, and activists told me that the focus was just on those Confederate monuments.
This next category, breaking or spot news, multiple reports, Atlanta civil unrest. Ashley Thompson, Eric Sander, WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Black Lives Matter, Luis Estrada, Telemundo, Atlanta, Georgia. BLM protests in Colombia, Judy Gatson, Greg Adeline, Miranda Parnell, WIS-TV, Columbia, South Carolina. Brian Zavala, tragic, dead. Jenser Morales, Michelle Benitez, Dacelis Martinez, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia. Calm to chaos, Atlanta protests, day one. Chris Peters, Brittany Miller, WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Christian Gutierrez dead, Jensner Morales, Giancarlo Cifuentes, Dacelis Martinez, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia. Community chaos, the Rayshard Brooks police shooting, Joe Cowan, Rachel Lebanon, Marcus Foster, WSB-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Students tased and officer hit by ATV. Ayun Nettles, Jasmina Alston, WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Unexplained disappearance, Yancy Richards, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Black Lives Matter. Calm to chaos, Atlanta protest, day one.
Y la policía empezó a mover sus tanquetas desde aquel sector hacia esta parte, pero en este lugar tenían estacionados a sus carros de policía y cuando los manifestantes pasaron, empezaron a golpearlos, a saltar sobre ellos, quebraron todos los cristales, incendiaron uno de los vehículos. En total son 10 vehículos, que es una pérdida total, nos dijo un agente.
So they're dispersing right now, something was just thrown. We have glass that was just thrown at our crew, so we're moving away right now. As I told you, it is unpredictable. We never know what's going to happen.
Report your cameraman.
Okay.
Is Chris all right?
So I don't know.
And our next category, continuing coverage, a time of turmoil. Hope Ford, Douglas Richards, Caitlin Ross, Tyson Paul, Jonathan Samuels, Christy Anderson, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. The Faye Sweatlick tragedy, Judy Gatson, Emily Wakeman, Dondi Mercer-Plank, WIS-TV, Columbia, South Carolina. The tasing incident, WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Tornado destruction, Alan Devlin, Kevin Moran, WYFF-TV, Greenville, South Carolina. Unwanted surgeries to ICE detainees, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
The tasing incident. Unwanted surgery for ICE detainees.
Guys, come to our shot, come to our shot, come to our shot, come to our shot.
All right, what's
Watch
going
your
on?
back
We see
down.
police officer
Come to
there
our shot.
spraying, or it looks like something. There is a confrontation.
Come to the shot,
with maybe
come to the shot.
Is that a
Looks
taser?
like a taser.
Yeah, it looks like a taser. We did not
Hey, are
see
you
what
guys
led
at our
up
shot?
to this.
La enfermera Dawn Wooten, en compañía de organizaciones defensoras de inmigrantes, tomó la palabra frente a las oficinas de ICE en Atlanta para contar su experiencia dentro del centro de detención de Irwin. La lista de irregularidades que afirma que ocurren dentro de Irwin es larga y forma parte de una denuncia formal.
And this is my favorite category, when everyone comes together for one cause, team coverage. A weekend of protests. WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta protests. WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Racial reckoning after George Floyd death. Univision, Atlanta, Georgia. That first night of protests. WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Racial reckoning after George Floyd death. the first night of protest.
La policía se encuentra justamente localizada acá frente a donde es la sede de CNN. Pero en los últimos minutos, mientras estábamos acá, vimos que los manifestantes que están bloqueando la calle.
Pues esta es una manifestación pacífica, como nos indican los organizadores, que afortunadamente están aquí con nosotros esta tarde para hablarnos un poco más sobre el movimiento.
Just a few minutes ago, I looked behind me and I saw just how many people were here. I believe we have reached the thousands as the crowd really wraps all the way around the block, going back towards the CNN Center.
Rick, I'm standing among broken glass, and this is not the peaceful side of this protest. We have to be honest about that.
Once again, from WGCL CBS 46, welcome one of Atlanta's favorite anchors, the award-winning Karen Greer.
You know, most news organizations don't give accolades to the producers. And if you've been in this business as long as I have, you know the producers really can make or break a show. I know they're my best friend because they can also give you some extra time to tell your story. So let's take a look at the live sports producer nominees. Alec McQuaid, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Gretchen Caney, Fox Sports South, Atlanta, Georgia. Jill Gossard-Cook, Fox Sports South, Atlanta, Georgia. Stephen Toth, Fox Sports South, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Gretchen Caney.
Well, 24 hours after winning their 20th divisional championship, there's still a very wonderful afterglow in Atlanta as the Braves and Marlins meet yet again. Plenty of smiles for the Braves, who now set their sights on postseason play after they have earned their third consecutive National League Eastern Division championship here at home.
The nominees for live news producer, Catherine Bussman, WHNS-TV, Greenville, South Carolina. Corinne Gensler, WSB-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Diana Zito, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Shalitha Hurd, WSB-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Corinne Gensler.
And last hour, just a short time ago, Lewis was laid to rest at Southview Cemetery, that's in southeast Atlanta. A military honor guard saluted him with taps and full honors. We brought you this graveside service live during Channel 2.
Every station wants to present more than just the news of the day, so this next category, very, very important. Let's take a look at the nominees for Journalistic Enterprise Team. Atticus Investigates, Aaron Peterson, Kira Frisbee, Maddie Ray, Matt Livingston, Matt Pearl, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Inside Ice, Ann Emerson, David McQueen, WCIV-TV, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Noticias 34 Atlanta, Giancarlo Cifuentes, Dasilis Martinez, Rafael Oliveira, Michelle Benitez, Jenser Morales, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia. Telemundo Atlanta, Gina Sandoval, Luis Estrada, Ricardo Rodriguez Melgoza, Jose Annette Diaz Sanchez, Telemundo, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Inside Ice. Telemundo, Atlanta.
This morning we're targeting 4 individuals that are priority cases for us with convictions ranging from driving under the influence up to cocaine trafficking.
It's a cold, dark December morning. Field agents for ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement get debriefed.
We need to make sure that we're wearing PPE.
They know these targets.
What's the story of this guy?
Ella enfermita y ahora con esto y ustedes se toman su tiempo.
Esta es la reacción de Carmen Rivera Lavoy cada vez que se acuerda del trato que recibió su madre cuando estaba en el centro de cuidados Pruitt Health en Marietta.
Cuando empezó lo del coronavirus, ellos cerraron las puertas a las familiares, al público.
And we all know last year was a really tough year and especially trying and hard for news stations around the country. So let's take a look at the nominees for News Excellence. A Year of Change, CBS 46, Matt King, WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. ABC News 4, Kathy Hobbs, WCIV-TV, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Noticias 34, Atlanta, Giancarlo Cifuentes, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia. Telemundo Atlanta, Gina Sandoval, Telemundo, Atlanta, Georgia. Where Atlanta Speaks, Jennifer Rigby, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. WSB-TV, Suzanne Nadell, WSB-TV. And the Emmy goes to
Noticias 34 Atlanta. WSB TV.
Hola, ¿cómo están? Nosotras estamos mal.
Así comienza una de las cartas entregadas durante el fin de semana a miembros del Congreso en su visita a la cárcel de Irwin.
Rafael, yo leí las cartas por completo y realmente son impactantes y desgarradores los testimonios de estas mujeres.
Coronavirus in Georgia.
But there's no need for people to panic.
But as cases spread in our state, it's changed life as we know it. Schools shut down.
Next door where my child goes, yes. Yes, it's very scary.
Stores running low on some essentials.
And this is one of the big awards for overall excellence. And the nominees are 11 Alive, John Duchesne, WXIA, WATL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Alabama Public Television, Phil Hutchison. Alabama Public Television, Birmingham, Alabama. CBS 46, Deborah Kalura, WGCL-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Telemundo, Atlanta, Susan Sim O, Telemundo, Atlanta, Georgia. Univision 34, Atlanta, Eddie El-Guzabal, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia. WIS News 10, Lyle Schultz, WIS-TV, Columbia, South Carolina. WSB-TV, Ray Carter, WSB-TV, Atlanta, Georgia. And the Emmy goes to
Alabama Public Television. Univision 34 Atlanta.
Estaba haciendo eso, me dolía demasiado. Yo decía, ouch, ouch, ouch. Y él no me respondía.
Esta es la voz de Ana Adan, una mujer de 25 años que fue paciente del doctor Mahendra Amin.
Reportado en Noticias 34.
14 personas resultaron heridas en la avenida Auburn en el noreste de la ciudad cuando un conductor atropelló a un peatón, lo que provocó una gran pelea en el lugar.
Alabama today is a site of what we call cultural tourism, heritage tourism, and one of the most popular sites for people who visit Alabama from around the country and the world to come see is the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma.
This is panel 13 of the Bicentennial Celebration Project.
For our final awards of the night, please welcome to our stage one of NATA's Southeast founding fathers, Daryl Cohen, and the president of our chapter, Evelyn Menz.
So, Evie, here we are, one more time.
Oh, my goodness, Daryl, I can't take it. It's been such an exciting night.
Yeah, but look at the year that we've had to deal with to make this night exciting.
Well, these journalists deserve every moment tonight because they've been in charge of all the crazy news stories all year long.
And we've had a crazy year, and you know what? This is it for me. No more virtual. I want to be one time again in person.
And it will be. Next year, we'll have a room full of people, Daryl.
You got it. So let's get to it. What do you think?
I think we will. Done.
And we should.
Morning newscast, smaller markets. 16 WAPT AM newscasts. Christina Key, Aaron Pickens, Richard Bourne, Keegan Fox, WAPT, Jackson, Mississippi, my home state.
Feel Good Friday, Cheryl Renee, Ben Stanfield, Jasmine Moon, Brittany Wooden Santiago, Lauren Linhan, WTVM-TV, Columbus, Georgia.
Live 5 News this morning at 6 a.m. Sam Haywood, Kyle Jordan, Aisha Tyler, Michael Higdon, Abby O'Brien, and Joey Savine. WCSC TV Charleston.
Morning newscast, September 8th, 6 a.m. Emily Triumph, Carolina Tessuto Morelli, Tanisha Breidenbach, Brandon Goodman, WPDE, Conway, South Carolina.
Mother Emanuel, 5 years later. Julie Katz, Craig Dominique, Brad Franco, Octavia Mitchell, Josh Mothers, and Tanya Estes, WCBD TV, Mount Pleasant.
And Evie, who should the Emmy go to?
Let's see, Daryl.
16 WAPT AM newscast. Live 5 News this morning at 6 a.m.
Good morning, I'm Kristana Kay here over on the reservoir where we have new details about the potential crest for the Pearl River.
We have team coverage this morning on historic flooding from the Pearl River, from the rising water to neighborhoods being evacuated. We are live across the metro showing you how people are impacted.
It's a situation I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy.
Live 5 News starts now with breaking news.
And we are following breaking traffic news out of North Charleston. That's where crews are responding to a reported vehicle fire. They have shut down all but the left lane of I-26 eastbound by College Park Road. Now, our traffic reporter, Abby O'Brien.
Oh, so congratulations. What are you thinking?
Oh, I'm just so excited. This is the last category of this year, and this is the most important one for us because we live right here in Atlanta.
In lovely Atlanta.
Yes.
We do.
Morning newscast, larger markets. Channel 2 Action News this morning, protests. Suzanne Nadell, Rachel Lebanon, Kimberly Page, Josh Roberts, and Kendra Farley, WSB TV, Atlanta, Georgia.
Morning Rush, Precious Goss, Chris Von Seeger, Tiffany Pittman, Francesca Elzie, Asha Moss, WXIA, WATL, Atlanta, Georgia.
Wake Up Atlanta Zeta, WGCL, Atlanta, Georgia. Daryl, call this one.
You got it. And the Emmy goes to...
Wake Up Atlanta, Zeta.
We are in storm mode at 6 a.m. as Tropical Storm Zeta moves directly across North Georgia, many without power. We even lost it here at the station. We have minute-by-minute updates for you in your city, letting you know when conditions will improve.
Whipping winds picking up across metro Atlanta right now, and you're looking...
Well, you know, once again, we have done it. You have done it. This absolute chapter has done it. Rebecca's done it. Port's done it.
Yes.
And now we're continuing to do it.
Yes,
Nike once said, just do it. So let's
make it happen.
All right. Our next category, the daytime evening newscast daily, smaller markets. 16 WAPT PM, WAPTV, Jackson, Mississippi.
Woohoo! Arbery, murder suspects denied bond. WTOC TV, Savannah, Georgia.
Bridging the Divide, WCIV-TV, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
Farewell to fallen PFC Jacob Hancher. WMFB-TV, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
And the Emmy goes to...
Arbery murder suspects denied bond.
Live, local, now. The news starts right now with breaking news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. Bond has been denied for the 2 white men who shot and killed an unarmed black man in Glenn County. WTOC crews have been in Brunswick all day following the very latest on the investigation.
Well, you know, here we go. We're back in western North Carolina.
Amen. I love South Carolina.
And I love North Carolina.
So we're a match.
So we're Carolinians.
Yes.
Carolinians, I'm not sure which it may be.
Yes, we are.
Let's move on. What do you think?
Have at it, Daryl.
All right. The daytime evening newscast, daily media markets. Asheville protest coverage, WLOS TV, Asheville, North Carolina.
WIS News 10, 6 p.m. WIS TV, Columbia, South Carolina.
WIS News 10, 6 p.m. Search for Faye. WIS TV, Columbia, South Carolina.
WIS News 10 at 5. WIS TV, Columbia, South Carolina.
And the Emmy goes to
Asheville protest coverage.
Now, from Western North Carolina's news leader, this is News 13 at 11.
Happening right now, you're taking a live look at protesters in downtown Asheville. As you just heard,
Daytime evening newscast, daily, larger market. A week of protests, CBS News 46 at 11, WGCL TV, Atlanta, Georgia.
Channel 2 Action News at 5. Storm destruction, WSB TV, Atlanta.
CBS 46, 11 p.m., WGCL TV, Atlanta, Georgia.
Noticias 34, Atlanta, 11 p.m., Univision, Atlanta, Georgia.
Noticias 34, Atlanta, Decino 2020, Univision, Atlanta, Georgia.
Noticiero, Telemundo, Atlanta, Attack on Justice, Telemundo, Atlanta, Georgia.
WSB Tonight, WSB TV, Atlanta, Georgia. Oh my goodness, Daryl, this is the final category of the night. What do you think?
Do you hear the drums? I hear them rolling. Do you hear the trumpets? They're blaring.
Yes.
This is it.
Yes.
This is the big one. This is it for 2021.
Oh my goodness. What a way to put an end to the year.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Channel 2 Action News at 5. Storm destruction.
Noticiero Telemundo Atlanta. Attack on Justice.
La noche de protestas en Atlanta, los arrestados ya suman más de 300. Habrá toque de queda de nuevo esta noche. Presentan cargos por abuso de fuerza contra 6 oficiales de la policía de Atlanta involucrados en el dramático arresto de 2 universitarios en las protestas del fin de semana.
Destruction and death after a rare direct hit from a tropical storm.
We're watching firefighters as they try to cut into a house to get to 2 people killed by a falling tree.
Many others barely escaped.
This massive tree came crashing down into this woman's bedroom while she...
Thank you again for joining us this evening for the 47th Annual Southeast Emmy Awards. We'll all be together next year when the Emmys return live to the Grand Hyatt on June 18th, 2022. Don't forget to join us for the Silver Circle Awards on September 10th, 2021, also at the Grand Hyatt. Have a wonderful evening, and please stay safe. Good night.